Danylo's Swamp, a Ukrainian folk tale told by Rada Chekorska. Once upon a time, there lived a king who was rich in land and gold, but poor in generosity. One day, a fiery dragon flew into his kingdom and carried away his only daughter. In despair, the king announced, "Whoever brings the princess home alive will receive half of my kingdom." Many brave men set out to rescue her, but none of them returned. Then one day, Danylo, the son of a village blacksmith, came to the king. Danylo found the dragon and defeated the terrible creature in a hard battle. He brought the princess safely home. The king embraced his daughter and was filled with joy. But then he remembered his promise, and suddenly he was sorry to give away half of his lands. "A king's word cannot be broken," he said to Danylo. "I give you all my eastern lands. They are wide and endless. It is true. There are a few swamps and stones there." Danylo bowed, thanked the king, and went to see his gift. But the gift was not a cheerful one. Wherever Danylo looked, he saw dark swamps, tall reeds, and bare stony hills. He built himself a small cottage and began to make a home on his new land. One evening, after a long day of hard work, he sat down beside a swamp and lowered his tired feet into the warm black mud. After a little while, he was surprised. His tiredness faded, the pain was gone, and his body seemed to fill with strength again. The next day, an old man was passing by. He walked slowly, leaning on a stick, because his legs could hardly carry him. Danylo invited him to rest beside the warm swamp. The old man sat for a while in the dark water. When he stood up, he could hardly believe it. Walking had become much easier. He continued on his way and carried with him the story of this strange and wonderful land. Soon, people began coming to Danylo. Some were looking for relief from their aches, while others simply wanted to see this unusual place. Danylo never turned anyone away. Together, they cleared the springs, made paths, and built places where people could bathe in the warm water. Some stayed to help, some brought food, and some knew useful crafts. And where there had once been only silence, the sound of human voices could now be heard. But there was still one problem. There was almost nothing to build with. No forests grew nearby. There were only stones, which everyone had once thought were useless and lifeless. Danylo picked up a piece of rock, looked at it for a long time, and said to the craftsman, If the land has given us no trees, let us see what it has given us instead. The craftsmen learned to cut and shape the local stone. First, they built one house, then another. Before long, there were workshops, a town square, a bridge across the river, and tall, bright houses. Several years passed, and among the old swamps stood a beautiful town. People came to visit it from faraway lands. One day, the king decided to visit the lands he had once been so glad to give away. He stood for a long time on a hill and silently looked at the stone houses, the roads, and the people gathered around the healing springs. Everything he had once thought worthless had become valuable, and Danylo continued to live there. He never found a chest of gold beneath the ground, and he never received a kingdom. He simply looked more carefully at what had been there all along and saw a possibility where others had seen only a swamp. For sometimes true value is hidden, not from our eyes, but from the way we choose to look. And I have told you this tale and shared a little wisdom with you.